Hey guys, welcome back to Talk Shit with P. The reason I'm laughing and why my voice is like this, because I've been celebrating. I was supposed to record this a little bit earlier, but I had fun catching up with the boys today. So I was hanging out with Ollie and Dara. Shout out to them for keeping me company. And hence my recording being last minute, so most probably won't be able to edit it as much, but most of it is coming from the emotions I'm feeling right now. So I'm recording this at 1:48 a.m. and guess what? It's my motherfucking birthday. Yes, a real bitch just turned 31. And guess what I did for my birthday? I went skydiving. Yes, I jumped off a perfectly good plane. So let me tell you something with my obsession with skydiving. I've always wanted to skydive, and I figure it would have been a perfect thing to do with my 30th. But as they say, planning a group trip is hectic. So I was gonna skydive for my 30th in Vegas, but I wanted to do it with my girls and whatever. But the trip couldn't happen because some people want to do it last minute, some people want to plan it and everything. And by the time we were ready to book and shit, it was too expensive. So I never got to do it. So this year, I guess, thank you, Corona, because I was like, fuck it, I can't go to dinner or to a club or shit. And even without Corona, I wouldn't have gone to a club because I hate clubs these days. So I was like, what would I prefer to do? And I was like, you know what? I wanted to jump off a plane. Let me find a place where I can jump off a plane. And I found a place and I called, and I was supposed to jump with 4 of my friends, but 2 of them changed their mind last minute due to personal reasons and stuff. And this other friend of mine, shout out to Nomi, I love you, bitch. And she's a singer, and our EP will be out soon, so look out for that. But she likes to do things, crazy, weird things with me. We did tubing, we do stuff that people will be like, fuck that. So I texted her and I was like, hey, for my birthday, I'm jumping off a plane. You wanna come? And she was like, I've actually never done it and I wanted to. Why not? Sure, let's do it. I was like, hell yeah. So we drove an hour ways to Cedar Town. And shout out to Skydive Georgia. Oh my God. The instructors and the camera people, y'all are good. I'm gonna give shout out to Pete's. Shout out to State Farm, shout out to Chris, shout out to Monty and Francisco. Y'all were amazing and y'all made my birthday extra fucking special. Excuse my language, but a bitch is excited. I just got to see a year older, and with everything that's going on, a lot of people don't get to do that. So we drove 1 hour away. I wanted to do a sunset dive because I love sunrises and sunset, but they were booked, so we got to 4 p.m. But when we got there, it was so packed, and they told us it's gonna be like 2 to 3 hours wait because the weather, if you live in Georgia, Georgia weather is pretty fucked up. But the weather was raining and shit, so the people who were supposed to jump at 8 a.m. didn't jump until 2 p.m. So the jump started at 2 p.m. So my appointment was for 4 p.m., but we didn't jump until like 6:30, almost 7. But I was so excited, I was pumped. And guess what? When I was there were 2 girls who their birthdays was yesterday, because this happened yesterday. And then my birthday was today, on Monday. And then I found another girl who also has a twin. She was jumping, her birthday was on Monday. And then there was another guy who was turning 21 on Tuesday. So I was like, yeah, Cancer's in this bitch, we're gonna do this. And we waited, and I thought maybe watching people come down and shit would scare me, but the way they came down and they're like excited and they're like, yeah, I don't regret this shit, I was like, hell yeah. So Everybody was nice. We got there, we hanged out, we chilled, and then when we were ready to jump, they strapped us. My instructor was amazing. Princess Pitts, aka John Pitts, thank you so much for giving me the best birthday present ever. Because we went into the plane, and let me tell you, in the plane I was praying. I was like, God, I know I wanted to do this, but so far everybody I've watched jump today did good, so let me not be the one to fuck this up. And he gave me instructions and everything, and the doors opened and people started jumping. And when I reached there, they were like, okay, we are jumping. And he counted 1, 2, and I was waiting for the 3, but the 3 never came. The next thing I know, shoop, I'm out of an airplane in the air. And I was like, fuck, my stomach was crumbling and shit. And I was like, hell yeah. Then he opened the parachute. I did the video. I took a video package because I was like, how are you going to do this without a video, right? Shout out to Rachel for paying for my video package as my birthday present. I love you. And mind you, this is the first birthday I'm celebrating without my best friend. So we are kind of emotional right now. But I know if life was different, she would be here because she is always in Atlanta for my birthday. So we jumped and we were in the air, and then after I settled down from all the feelings and whatever, my instructor, whose name is John Pitts, looked at me and was like, not really looked at me because he was behind me, but he whispered in my ear and was like, do you want to go down or do you want to do some cool shit? I was like, fuck yeah, I want to do some cool shit. And he started spinning me around and showing me the view. Like when you are up there, you see like it's right down there, but it's really not down there. Like I spent almost 15 minutes. I think I was the last person to land. Like he made sure I stayed in the air. We did some flips and turnarounds, and I saw the world, and it was amazing. Like right now, even talking about it just gives me the excitement. Like fuck it. So I promised myself that every birthday I'll try to do it in every different city. So next year for my 32, I'm going to Vegas to jump off the plane. So if you want to join me, I'm already telling you right now, I'm going to Vegas June 29th for my birthday to jump off the plane. So don't ask me next year what are you doing for your birthday. I already told you. So you want to come to Vegas, I'm going to book my ticket way early. I don't care who's coming, who's not. I'm going to Vegas. My plan is to try and jump in as many different cities as much. And weird thing is, me and Nomi enjoyed it so much that we're actually thinking and looking into learning how to be an instructor and a professional jumper. So that's how much fun it was. And I'm excited that I did it. Let me tell you something. When I turned 30, right, I told myself that I did all the crazy shit, the drinking, the clubbing, and all that in my 20s and in my teens, you know. For my 30th, I want to have experiences. There's nothing that beats experiences. So I have this slogan that my life in my 30s is checking bucket list and having the statement that says dare to live. So on my 30th, because I couldn't jump, I ended up doing a boudoir photo shoot. I've always wanted to do it. And as I said, online dating makes you meet people that have all this creativity. I met a greatest photographer who did a whole boudoir shoot for me. And I got to do it with my best friend. That was the best shit ever. And I would advise and tell any woman out there to once in their lifetime to do a boudoir photo shoot. I'm forever gonna do it again because I did it, but I feel like I can do better. But I enjoyed it. And then I'm not going step by step with my bucket list. I'm thinking I'm I'm checking boxes what I can. So I wanted to start a podcast. I was like, fuck it, we're gonna start a podcast. And here I am on episode 10 on my birthday recording, and I appreciate everybody who has been tuning in since then. Then I always wanted to jump off a plane. I was like, you know what? 2020 should be the year, because there's corona, police brutality, all this. If none of those are going to kill you, jumping off the plane won't kill you. Or I'd rather die jumping off a plane. And God, I'm not saying that that's how I want to die, but you shouldn't be scared to live your life because of circumstances. So I jumped off the motherfucking plane yesterday rather. And the rush of it, the excitement, the build up, like it's nothing else. Now that I've shared my experience with you, and you can send me messages if you need more details and more what. And plus, the place we went to is very amazing. There are people who drove from Tennessee, there are people who drove from Florida to come and skydive at that place because it has good reviews. The people are nice. It's kind of a weird town, but the good thing is the skydiving is not so deep in the town. It's just right out there, and it was amazing, and I can't wait to do it again. But with that, happy birthday to me. So what I want to say is, life is too short. Corona has taught us that. Police brutality has taught us. Like, if anything 2020 has taught us is that life is too short. Life is unpredictable. Life doesn't go as planned. So instead of spending all your time in clubs and dinner, like dinners are fine, but instead of doing the same thing over and over, experience new shit. Go down, sit down and write your bucket list, all the things. It doesn't matter how you write them. You don't have to do them by step, but at least do one thing or two things a year. My 30th, the plan is to tick my bucket list, to do things I've always wanted to do, to dare myself, to push myself, to be out there. Because sometimes we get too comfortable in where we are and what we're doing, and you get, like, yeah, I'm good with this. But there's a whole lot out there. And if I can tell you one thing, experiences, adventures, those shit are way better than spending time in the club. I'm done with clubs. I hate clubs. I only go them when it's somebody I love and it's their birthday and this way they wanted to celebrate. I'll show up. But there's way more out there. Like, you should do things that are extraordinary because you can. It's not impossible. I wanna, by the time I come to die, or by the time if I survive 50 or 60 and I look back at my life and say, yo bro, I lived a life fulfilled. I lived the life I wanted to live. I enjoyed every moment of it. So stop sleeping on yourself. Stop questioning yourself. Just do it, like Nike says it. Like, I don't know what else to tell you, bro. You can watch my video, and if I survived it, like, I understand the risk, but even when you go to an hospital to do a surgery, even when you're on the road driving, even when you're crossing the road, even when you're just walking, taking a stroll down your path, risks are there every day. Don't let them stop you. And if you love roller coasters, trust me, you're gonna love skydiving. Like, let me tell you what my instructor did, right? So when we finally got to the tip of the jumping, I was like, fuck it, I don't want to do it, And, I was like, nah, bro, I waited 3 hours. I drove an hour. I'ma jump. Mind you, my brother Arvin was so mad at me for jumping. I was like, I don't mind you jumping, but can you do it in 2021? Because 2020 is already fucked up. I was like, nah, bro, I'm jumping. And he said he's not going to send me a present or a card because I'm risking my life. But that was worth it. The experiment, the adventure was worth every fucking thing. Like, I'm so rushed up. I'm so excited. You can call me up right now and tell me, let's go jump. And if you need somebody to go jump with, call me anytime. I'm ready to do it over and over and over. So back to my story, right? So Chris, right? First of all, when I saw my name and I was like, I'm jumping with Princess Pete, I thought it was a girl. Then he came and I was like, yeah, we're jumping together, cool. You're gonna have fun. And then when he was strapping me up, he was like, oh, it's your birthday? I was like, God, that's so much pressure now. I gotta make sure that you survive and that you actually enjoy it. I'm like, bro, if it wasn't my birthday, wasn't I gonna survive? I was like, nah, but right now I gotta make sure you come back to Earth and enjoy your birthday. I was like, yes, do that. And then when we were on the plane, my cameraman was like, yo, I'll give you some signs. That means that do whatever. You can give me a middle finger. You can do signs. You can do whatever. Just have fun. As long as you're having fun, we are having fun. I was like, cool. As I tell you, the people were so nice, and everybody was just jumping. And then when we jumped, when Chris was like, you want to have fun? I was like, yeah. So he started spinning me around. And we just, for like a whole 3-4 minutes, we just stood in the air and we're talking. So I was like, because it's a field, right? And it's a huge ass field. I was like, has anybody ever lost a shoe? Like a shoe can slip. It's like, oh yeah. I was like, has anybody ever changed their mind once they reach the plane and be like, fuck it, I don't want to do it anymore? It's like, we haven't got so many of those, but we have had a few, but not lately. I was like, cool. I was like, has anybody ever puked on you? Because that was my fear. I was like, God, please don't let me puke all over. I was like, oh, do you know how many times I've been puked off? Like, I'm so used to being puked on. I expect it these days. So yeah, it's common. I was like, fuck. And this guy has been doing this for 7 years and he's like, I love it. I was like, how many times do you jump in a day? And he's like, it varies, but like today I have 10 jumps. Imagine jumping off the plane 10 times in a day. I was like, fuck it, I wanna be an instructor. I wanna be jumping off the plane. I wanna be able to do it by myself. Like, it was an amazing feeling. It was the best birthday present I could give myself. It was, with everything that's going on in 2020, I needed that. And I didn't tell a lot of people because I didn't want people's words and discouragements and fears to be in my head. So when my mom called me like half an hour ago to wish me happy birthday. And I was like, guess what? She was like, what? I jumped off the plane. She was like, what the fuck? Why? She started getting mad and shit. And I'm like, Mom, I'm still here. I'm alive. I got through it. This is the reason why I didn't tell you, because I didn't want you to have those things in my head. She was like, did you take pictures and videos? I was like, yeah. She was like, don't send them today because I'm still kind of hyper. Send them in like 2-3 days. But it's my fucking birthday. I've been receiving so many love during the weekend. Shout out to Anna, Sharon, Exim, Fufu, Nadifa, Seda for the brunch. You guys gave me an amazing brunch on Saturday. Shout out to Danny, Rachel, Miss Dana, and my own manager. Y'all sent me money to celebrate. I love it. Shout out to everybody who took a minute, whether it was to post me, to send me a message, to share a moment, whatever you did. And some of you people, I haven't mentioned you because my day is just starting and I'm recording this podcast because my podcast has to be out there on a Monday. That doesn't mean your messages and whatever worthless. I appreciate everything. Shout out to Chuni who wished me a happy 30th because 2020 we are canceling the year. Shout out to my ride or die, Mercy. I love you and I can't wait to receive the video of my kids. Anybody out there who's thinking about me today, who's celebrating with me, please take a shot for me, or drink champagne, or drink a Mai Tai, because apparently my birthday drink is a Mai Tai. Send a picture, you drinking whatever drink you're drinking for me. Let's celebrate it together. As I normally celebrate my birthday all the way to July 4th. And if you haven't got the memo, July 4th this year is cancelled because we already celebrated June 10th. We don't give a fuck about July 4th. But it's still the weekend and we're still going to enjoy it. So whichever day you can celebrate my birthday on my behalf, send me pictures, tag me. I love it. I want to see it all. I want to feel it and stay blessed. And let me tell you something. When I was turning 30, when I was a kid and I used to think about 30, I used to be scared and think like, oh my God, you're old in 30. And then when I was close to turning 30, most of my friends would ask me, are you scared? Are you nervous? But I was excited. I was ready for the new level and whatever. And despite Corona, my 30th has been a blessing. I've grown so much. I've learned so much. I've evolved. I've got the time to figure out what I want to do with my life and shit. 30th is about bettering yourself and growing. Like, we have done all this shit in the 20s. So why sleep on yourself in the 30s? Life starts at 30. So if you are not yet in 30 and about to or close to, don't be scared. The fun starts at 30. You finally realize who you are. You get excited about what you want with your life. You get excited about what bullshit you don't want to deal with. It's an amazing, phenomenal trip and I'm about to make the most of it. So people out there with your bucket list, tick your bucket list. Sorry, I'm losing my voice. As I said, I jumped off the plane and I was shouting and shit. But happy birthday to me. Peace out. Talk shit with me out. I love y'all.